Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a woman, a South African woman, and I am aged 36 years old. I'm currently staying at home, unemployed, because I got myself fired, even though I received the warnings that if I do not come back to work, I was going to lose my job. But I am even afraid to get out of the house. As I am talking with you right now, I'm just in bed. I have been in bed since morning. I just can't get out because I'm scared of what my blesser told me. My blesser, he had a very terrible accident, and when the sister showed me the pictures of the accident, he used to drive a jeep that he went with to his country, and then he hit a tree. He died on the spot. He was with another woman who was the girlfriend. I did not even know about that. And both of them, they died on the spot. And to think that I had been to his country 3 times with him, and one thing that he never wanted was for us to use an aeroplane. He always wanted us to go to his country using that jeep of his, which was black in color. No one was even allowed to touch it. Even if you would get tired, if you see him dozing off, if you would tell him that, how about we exchange and I also drive a little bit so that you can rest, he would say, no, you are not allowed to touch this car. Don't you know that? So I was not allowed to drive that vehicle. And maybe I was the one that was supposed to be in that a girl's place, even though I knew that he was dating other women, but I really did not care at all because he used to give me a lot of money. So I am grateful, but at the same time, I feel so sad about the way that this man, he passed away. So what happened was that I was working at this other place close to this other car dealership. So at that dealership, there was a small shop where we used to go and buy some takeaways. So I would be sent by my boss to go and buy some takeaways that he would want to eat for lunch. So that is where I met this Zimbabwean guy. When I met him, he was scouting out for a new car. And I just got into that dealership. I don't know, maybe it was the devil that was calling me into that dealership, because I did not even have any reason to go and check out some vehicles since I did not have any money, and I was using the car that my mom had given to me when I had started going to university. That was the same car that I was still using at that time. So I got into that dealership as if I was being called by someone that I could not see. That was when I noticed the Zimbabwean guy. He was with his friends. He then walked towards where I was, and then he asked for my name, and I told him my name, and then we started to talk. He asked for my phone numbers, and I gave him my phone numbers. Fast forward, we then started dating, and he used to give me a lot of money. The first thing that he did to me was that he said, you know what, you are such a marvelous girl. I want to give you some money, and this is the money that I'm going to be giving you like each and every month. And I said, okay. I thought that maybe he was lying, but as time went on, this man, he kept his promises, and I was slowly falling in love with him. He did not want me to see where he was staying, but then later on, he then told me that he wanted me to come to his place. So then I went to his place. The house was so beautiful, but it felt so weird. It was so big. I asked him if he had a wife, because there is no one that can stay in that big mansion all alone. He did not have a maid. He did not even have a gardener. Yet he was staying in that big mansion alone. So I said to him, are you staying with another woman here? Are you married? He then said to me, no, I am not married. Why do you say that I am married? And I said that it is because I can see that this house, it is very big, and I don't think that someone that is staying alone. As a man, you can want to stay in such a big mansion. He then told me that there are times when he hosts parties at his house. That is why he had chosen that big house. I said, okay, it's fine. So being at his house, it made me to feel so weird. He then told me to choose one vehicle that I wanted, because he had about 8 vehicles that were parked there. Your Mercedes-Benz, your Land Rovers, every car that you can think of that is expensive, it was there. I then chose a Haval. I don't know why, but what surprised me was that there was this other sort of like orange Range Rover that I wanted. That car, soon after I had picked it up, I just felt dizzy. And then this same car, there was this other driver of his who died whilst he was driving that vehicle. He did not hit anything. They later took that car to an auction. Like, a man just died in that vehicle that he had told me to select, but I did not want. I then chose the Haval that I started using, that I'm still having at my house right now. So as for this Haval that I was using, he said that it was sort of like a birthday present that he was going to give to me, like, even though he would buy for me other things, but he said that this is a pre-birthday gift. And I was so happy when my mom learned that the man that I was dating had given me this Haval. My mom was so excited, like I had never seen her so excited like that. As time went on, I would even invite him to come and see my mom, and also my mom was happy that I was dating such a responsible guy. My mom even said that, you see, that there is an advantage when you are dating a man that is a foreigner. She was even giving me example of this other woman who stayed close to our place. That woman died, but she was married to a Malawian man. Like, she used to live a very comfortable life. So I was also thinking about it, that after he would have introduced me to his parents in his country, then we were going to get married. But we went to his country the first time around for the introductions. When we came back, I expected that he was going to tell me that me and him, we were supposed to get married, but nothing. He did not say anything. We continued dating. He would take me to Zim each and every time. I would always tell myself that now it is the time that he is going to say that now we can get married, but nothing. He would just keep quiet until one day he started crying. I still remember that day. We had gone on a vacation and we just wanted to take like a road trip. When we went on this vacation, he was so sad. He said that he just wanted to see South Africa for one last time. So I did not understand what he meant when he said that he just wanted to see South Africa for one more time, and that is why he wanted us to do that road trip. So then we did a road trip. When we were at this hotel, it was so late at night and we were having a nice braai outside, and then he said to me, you know what, I want to tell you something. He then started crying a lot. Even the people that were close to where we were, they were also looking at us, and I asked him what was wrong. That was when he said to me, you know, I did some rituals when I came to South Africa. He told me that he was involved in this other deal which nearly got him arrested, and what he did was that he spoke with one uncle of his, a traditional healer, who ended up assisting him so that he won't get in trouble. And from there on, he started using, he said, a lot of charms that he had been using. When he told me this, I said, why are you telling me all of this stuff that is so painful? Look at you, you are crying. He then said, I want you to know that this is a prophecy that I'm going to give to you. The way that I am going to die, that is the same way that I want you to also die. You need to know that this is going to happen. So it was a prophecy as well as it was also a curse. He was like literally cursing me for something that I did not know, simply because I had been spending his money, so he said. So we then returned back to Joburg. Life continued as normal. I really did not even think about anything. and then he went to his country. He did not want to go with me at that time. We fought quite a lot, like each and every day we were always fighting, and he was like, you do not listen to me, and a lot of stuff that he was saying. So we ended up breaking up. When we broke up, then he had that accident when he went to his country, and I'm grateful that I did not die in that accident. But at the same time, he said, the way that I'm going to die, that is also the same way that you are also going to die. Even when I am on a taxi, I am always scared at all the times. I am always nervous that what if something bad is going to happen, then the driver loses control of the vehicle, then all of us die here. Like I am always having this phobia of dying one day, and it is because of the way that he passed away. When you post my story, you can tell me so that I can see if people will be willing to help me. I need advice. Firstly, should I go to a South African sangoma, hoping that there might be someone that can tell me what kind of a sangoma can assist in this situation, that you used to date a rich man who gave you a prophecy and a curse that the way that I die, that is the same way that you are also going to die, whether you like it or not, because I have been using my money on you, because he considered me to be his wife even though we were not legally married. So he said that the rituals that he did, he was told that when he died, also the woman that was so close in his heart will also follow him, and an accident is going to occur. What kind of a traditional healer can help me in this situation? When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. I even tried to sell that Haval. I went with it to We Buy Cars. When I went with it to We Buy Cars, the money that they offered me, I even laughed at them because it was still brand new and they only wanted to give me less than 20k for a new car. And this car, it's like it is cursed. I even tried to market it online. There is not even one person that wants to buy that vehicle from me. Please, brother, when you post my story, just tell me so that I can follow through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister right there. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. A blessed died of an accident. She is saying that she might also die of an accident. Let us move over to the next confession. Then there is another message that I want to share with you. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? I am a Zimbabwean man. Please never share my profile with anyone. This is like my real account. I have taken a risk to send you this message. So I used to steal cars going way back, even when I was still back home in Zim. My father used to steal cars as well back in those days when they used to have live bands. My dad said that they would go where the likes of Dembo as well as Tajida would be performing. Then they would steal some cars and they would go and sell them to other people. So my father taught me how to open even a vehicle. He used to beat me. This is what he used to do. He would say, I want you to go and open the car. Whilst he will be holding the keys, he will give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes to open the vehicle without the alarm sounding. He would be holding a large stick which he will use to beat you underneath your feet. If you will fail to open the vehicle within the minutes that he would have told you, he will tell you that you are very stupid, because as for my sister, she could open a car in less than 30 seconds. I don't know how she used to do it, but she was so quick, much more quicker than I am. So my dad will say, I want you to kneel down. So you will kneel down and you will be holding the back of your head, and then he will start to beat you underneath your feet, saying that how can a woman be much more quicker than you are? Because in our family, It is like we are just a family of thieves. We do not work. That is how we survive. Even my own grandfather, it is said that he ran away from Malawi after he had stolen all the money at the farm where he was working. So he used to be a cook at that farm. So the white man, what he used to do is that on the day when he wanted to pay his workers, he would count the money, put it on the table. So then my grandfather and my grandmother, they then stole the money and then they came to Zim. As for my grandfather, the stories that he used to tell, he said that he went and he left my grandmother in this other village just in Mozambique. And as for him, since he was being chased by the white people, he said that he spent so many days, he was living in this cave, and there were white people, white soldiers that were patrolling around that mountain, even though they did not know that the man that they were looking for was inside that cave. He said that he starved, nearly starved to death, and whenever you get thirsty, he used to drink his own urine until those soldiers, when he heard them that they were no longer talking, he then came out of that mountain and then he came to Zim. When he had found a job at the farm in Marondera, he then traveled back to that same village where he had left our grandmother, who had been patiently waiting for him. And back in those days, they did not even have any cell phones at all. When they were now in southern Rhodesia, my grandfather, it was said that he came across a white man who was looking for people that were trespassing in his farm. My grandfather hit him with a stone and stole that gun that he had, and he came and he stayed in Marondera. With the money that he had, he was able to buy a house in Mbare and moved, and he started staying in Mbare. That is where we grew up. So it is like something that is in my blood. I can't run away from it. So my father used to train me from a very young age. Fast forward, I then came to South Africa. It was in the year 2012 when I came to South Africa. It then happened that I hooked up with this other man who was also a criminal. They only specialized in stealing cars like your Mercedes-Benz. So I was highly experienced in that because my father, he also owned an automatic Mercedes-Benz, which he used to train us so that we can be able to hack it and to open the doors without sounding any alarm. So we then went to this other house. There was a Mercedes-Benz. This happened, it was in 2015, the year that I'll never forget. We went to this other house where they had scouted out and they had seen that there was a car that someone had recently bought. It did not even have number plates yet. So we then went and we stole that Mercedes-Benz. My brother, there are people that use charms. This man, he was a ZCC prophet. That is what we were told by the people that had given us the information after I was stuck to the steering wheel of that Mercedes-Benz for 1 week. We stole and we returned back to Soweto where the boss was staying because he was the one that had a customer that needed such a vehicle. When we arrived at his house, it was late. He then opened the garage. We parked. I was the one that was driving. I tried to get off from the vehicle, but I could not. Like my hands were stuck on the steering wheel. It was as if, like very strong super glue. I was glued to the steering wheel. Rather, I thought that maybe I was the one that was seeing things that were not happening. My friends, they tried to tell me to get out of the vehicle, but I told them that I was stuck. They thought that I was joking. They even tried to pull me out of the vehicle, but it was so painful such that even my hands were bleeding. That was when people saw that this was not a joke, it was happening. The other guy said, let us remove the steering wheel. They tried, but the moment that you will just try to unscrew anything, you will be hit by someone that you would not even see. So I stayed in that Mercedes-Benz for 1 good week. Whenever I wanted to pee, what they will do is that they will just bring a bucket and then they will open my trousers so that I can be able to pee, even to poop, brother. They will just put the bucket in a position so that I can poop, and they'll come and remove it. They were even feeding me. That car was my home for 7 days until a Sangoma came, and this Sangoma then said, "Gents, you need to return this car, otherwise this man is going to die." So what we were doing is that when we were driving back to the place where we had stolen this vehicle, one of the guy that I was with was the one that was operating the indicators, and as well as to put the car into park neutral or into drive, because I could not get my hands off from the steering wheel. The moment that we just came close to that ZCC Prophet's house, my hands were free. And even though they were painful because they were now swollen, because sometimes I had to lift my hands up, they would even tie my hands up so that the blood can flow to my hands and to flow back, because they were getting so swollen, and it was so painful because I was having a lot of cramps in my fingers because I had been in that position just holding the steering wheel for 7 days. But when we approached the house where we had stolen this Mercedes Benz, my hands were free, and I said, I'm free. And then we just parked it silently and we ran away as fast as we could to our getaway vehicle, and we returned back to Soweto. I will never forget that story. There are people that use strong muti, especially the ZCC guys. Stay away from them. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us try to talk about this in the comment section. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.